Hey guys, I'm back and we are playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. We're gonna be doing a badass Battle Pass stream today. I have not completed the Battle Pass, but I will. I will complete it. But more than that, if you've been watching some of my recent streams, I've not been super keen on covering blueprints anymore. Usually, the battle pass, like the final sector, the victory sector battle pass, is usually like a pretty decent blueprint. But like I feel like if I'm covering that, then I should be covering the other blueprints and stuff like that. And I just sort of don't really like doing those streams anymore. So I was heavily debating like this season I might not even do a Battle Pass stream where we showcase anything in the Battle Pass because most of the stuff I'm not interested in. But to my surprise, with the Season 2 Reloaded update, they added the Mystery Sector to the Battle Pass, which usually comes with a few tiers with smaller rewards, and then the final reward being like a new like weapon, DLC weapon, and stuff like that. And the interesting thing about this kind of mystery sector or whatever, I don't know how they refer to it as, is like the tiers are completed by challenges, not by like token, not like by Battle Pass tokens or whatever. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be checking out one of the reward from this mystery sector that was added during the Season 2 Reloaded to the Battle Pass. It is for a Universal Camo Grave Robber. So to unlock this particular reward, there's only one challenge you need to be worried about. Don't worry about the other challenges. It's not required if you only want this one specific reward. And you need to get 5 operator or special zombie kills with the butt of your gun. So you need to melee like enemies or the larger zombies if you're playing zombies with your weapon. Specifically like a rifle weapon, not like a melee weapon. And that should count towards the challenge. I'm actually kind of curious whether like riot shield would count towards this or not. I don't know. But yeah, use your melee melee swing with your weapon, your gun, and beat down the enemy and finish them off. And you will unlock this camo once you've got 5 of those. Now there are attachments and stuff that like improve the melee thing and all that. I'm sure those will help. Again, I'm not totally certain if like the chainsaw like attachment, underbarrel attachment, if that counts towards this challenge and all. I just did it with the weapons. Whenever like I got like an enemy was charging me and they got close, I started like meleeing them and swinging my rifle at them till I got the kill. And once I got 5 of them, I unlocked this camo. The other thing, I believe this is a part of this mystery sector, is you can't. Now I'm not 100% certain because usually when these mystery sectors like become available, I've already like gotten very close to completing the battle pass. But I think you need to have at least one of the sectors that are adjacent to the mystery sector completed, so you can at least have access to the sector and the challenges. So like any one of these 4 challenges right here, 4 sectors need to be completed so you have access to the mystery sector. Once you complete any one of those 4, then you can start working on the challenges. I believe that's the case. I'm not 100% certain. But again, the nice thing about this particular sector and rewards tied to it is they're all free rewards. So you don't need to own the Battle Pass to actually earn any of these stuff. Again, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I think that's how it works, man. Jeez, I'm not even 100% certain. I usually own the Battle Pass. I've been purchasing the Battle Pass this whole time, but I presume you don't need to own it and you'll still get all these rewards, right? By completing the challenges. And I think that includes the Universal Camo. If I'm wrong, I apologize. Correct me in the like comments and I'll make sure not to make the same mistake if they ever do this again. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. So it's what I believe is a free item, tied to a challenge, tied to the battle pass, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Now, let's take a quick peek at the camo. So once you unlock the camo by completing the challenge and unlocking it, it should be listed under the special category right here, Grave Robber. And this is what it looks like. Honestly, with some of the weapons, it's not particularly appealing. But I do have like some thoughts about it where I actually don't hate it. Like again, in this particular preview, maybe I should have picked a different weapon. It doesn't look so hot. But it's not, like I said, it's not the worst thing. And it's a free thing as far as I know. If it's not a free thing and you do need to own the battle pass, then maybe it's like a little low quality. But if it is, as I suspect, just a free tier for everyone, it's not the worst thing. And as I said, I've gotten less and less interested in the blueprints in the like battle pass. And although I do like operator skins and stuff like that, that's also another thing I don't really care for or want to showcase. A universal camo has value to me. See, even if it's not the best, it has value to me. And as long as they have at least one free universal camo in the future battle passes, it might be what I'll end up covering from the battle pass as opposed to some of the other stuff. Because, like I said, I prefer doing these streams. So yeah, with the universal camo streams, what we're going to do is different weapons, and we'll just play on maps and pick the weapon type based on the map we're getting onto. So no particular order for the weapons. But for the assault rifle, we've got the MTZ-556. Battle rifle, I actually just completed this, the SOA Subverter. So we'll use that as the battle rifle. SMG, we've got the WSP Swarm. Shotgun, we've got the Haymaker. LMG, we've got the Holger 26. Marksman rifle, we've got the KVD Enforcer. You know, for the LMG, I've been tempted to switch over to the Bruin. For some reason, I've just not been digging the Holger as much. And I know, like, when I last used the Bruin, it was not bad, and it just recently got a buff. But we'll use the Holger for now. Side note. XRK Stalker for the sniper rifle. The Core 45 for the handgun. And I thought we'd run around with the Soul Renderer as a melee weapon. I'm still leveling that up, so maybe run around with it. And yeah, that's the plan. So let us go ahead and jump right in. We are not playing Infected. Should I throw on Hardpoint? Hardpoint gets to the sweats, man. Let's not throw on Hardpoint, man. Some of the spawns on that is ass. Still. I was up all night kind of doing something in the background of my streams. Maybe you'll notice it, maybe you won't notice it. But yes, Shadow dropped a stream update or some shit like that, if you want to call it that way. But I'm testing out, I got a new capture card. It's got 4K capabilities and stuff like that. And it's a pass-through 4K 120 hertz. So I think I'll be playing on 120 hertz now. I think I've sorted it, so it should be like that. I was testing 4K streaming, but I couldn't figure that out properly. So I've set it up so it should be 2K. Like, you should be able to get the stream up to 2K streaming, 60 FPS. I hope that's how it's working out, and it's me. Like, was doing all sorts of testing yesterday, but I haven't. This is like the first stream where we will see how it streams, and as long as nothing is, no issues, hopefully. I really wish they would show the latency. Okay, now they've buggered that up. Wait. And yeah, they're coming from behind too, man. What's up, Harsh? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. There. Ow. I don't even buy perfume. I go au naturel. No. I knew I shouldn't have pushed that. God, these guys, man. I don't know why our teammates keep pushing the... Like, they're just running and around and then these guys get behind. That's a good discussion. I honestly haven't bought a cologne or deodorant in God knows how long. I've been going all natural for a while. I probably should get deodorant, but I just don't go out enough to care. So the few times I go out, I'm like, whatever, man. Whatever. I don't know. I have like this theory, but there's no proven fact behind this. But I think like especially like roll-on deodorants, which is what I probably prefer. I don't prefer the spray ones or anything like that. But I feel like that has the potential of blocking up your sweat pores, right? Under your armpits. It's probably what it's meant to do, right? While also like leaving a perfumed smell. So you don't get that like sweaty pits or whatever, right? But I feel like that can't be good if you do that every day, all the time. I guess once in a while, if you're going out and all, like for special occasions, it makes sense. But if you're using that deodorant all the time, doesn't that have some sort of effect on the sweat glands or something? I don't know. I presume. But I guess also like, you know, courtesy to like the people you're around. What should I use here? Why is the latency meter not working? Why is that NA? Is that something like as soon as this reloaded update happened, this has been an issue? No, geez, I was gonna pick up the thing and then I saw that. I don't know why I was turning around so much, like an idiot I was. Okay. I used to play the trumpet. That was the instrument I learned. I don't play it anymore though. Wow, I didn't. Learning the piano. It's tough. I tried to learn the keyboard when I was very young. I was not very good at it. I'm actually kind of tone deaf, dude. I'm kind of rubbish at music. I mean, I was okay at trumpet, but like I could only follow like the music notes, like the sheet music. I didn't really. No, I wasn't particularly creative. Dude, it is showing red latency, but it's not telling me what the ping is. There's gotta be a fix to this nonsense, right? No, learning music's always a good thing to do. Like, there's no age where like learning music isn't a good idea. I don't think. Like, certainly you may be a little late to become like superstar at it, but you never know. You never know. It's still possible, actually. Even. I'll do one thing. What happens if I turn off the latency meter? And then maybe turn it on after a game or so. Yeah, definitely better late than never. I think having those like understandings just makes people better. Oh, fuck. Open it. Like more rounded as an individual, more cultured. I've heard that. I've heard of that name. I don't know if I've seen it though. Sometimes with these like movies and all, like I might have watched it, but I don't remember the names specifically. I'm like really bad. Same with music and all that. I don't remember names very well. I've heard of it, but I don't think I have. Like I've heard that word, but it's not ringing any bells as far as the movies go. But again, I'll have to look it up. I'm not totally certain. Oh. Nah, I don't know if I've seen that. Dude, someone called this out. Players who cooperate with their teammates win more games. That's gotta be a troll, dude. Some ass must have trolled with that. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with that. Hey. Is it on any streaming site? Dude, I have to tell you, man. The more I watch Dark, it is insanely predictable. Like almost every like secret mystery character, I have predicted what their role is immediately in their introduction. Like I'm not 100% certain, so like I don't like want to like say yeah this is definitely it. But I have almost always predict like all of them. I just like finished half of season 2, and there's one like the big mystery character of season 2, or at least from what I've gotten to. The minute they introduce this character, I'm like, if this is this person in the story, this is like way too predictable. Like this has become a joke. So I kept quiet and I'm like, okay, let's see. Because if they go this route, there is no way they're even trying to make any like legitimate like complex twists. It's the most predictable twist you can like think of, and those are the characters and what they're doing. To be fair, it is a good show, and the way they showcase the characters and all is in a good way that it makes it like understandable, like this is their motivations and stuff like that, right? So it's like, okay, so like they're showcasing it properly, so it's not to like completely be like nonsense, like a nonsense twist, right? It makes sense. But at the same time, it's like the most obvious. Like every single character I have predicted. Like who they are in the like timelines. Like out of the main character selection. I sort of do. I'm good at that stuff. And like I said, there are good acting and like filmed kind of telltales that allow you to understand like, yeah, this is probably who the direction they're going, right? But it is so good and a little bit so obvious too at the same time. Like it's a little too predictable with the tells that they give. So that's my one gripe with it. But for the most part, it's a good show, and I'm enjoying the story, even though it's like I've predicted everything so far. Like, again, I'm always left questioning because I'm like, man, there's no way they're going this route because this is way too obvious. And unfortunately, they are going that route. The big bad guy in season 2, dude, the like big mystery character. Who is this guy? Minute I saw him, I'm like, this is who the character is. I bet money this is who the character is. And then for the rest of the like several episodes leading up to his reveal, I'm like, man, if this is the character, the show's not even trying anymore. Like, and it was, unfortunately. What is going on with this search? It is a good show, though. I am enjoying it. Even though I've predicted all of that stuff, like I said, I am actually enjoying it quite a bit. Especially the second season's been a lot more. But yeah, I stand by my also like assessment. It's a Lost meets True Detective kind of show. That's the way, like, I think the two shows, if you were to describe it, that's how I would break it down. The TV show Lost meets True Detectives. Yeah, I do pick up on like tells, like, because usually if it is a good director and well scripted and the actors are doing their part, there are supposed to be tells, you know, to give you like, so when you rewatch the show, like you're like, oh yeah, now it makes sense, right? This is why he was acting or doing like this, or this is how he was portrayed the first scene. But yeah, man, I've noticed this a few times now. Yeah, it's still not showing. Why is this not available? Nonsense.
Domination. Capture all objectives. Keep them secure. We're taking Charlie. Charlie secure.
The spawns in this is so ass, dude.
Friendly UAV on station. The enemy took Charlie. Friendly SAE on the way. We control 2 objectives.
Gunner! I was testing something. See if you could notice it in my stream. I did a stealth drop on my stream.
Enemy securing Bravo. Securing objective Charlie. Enemy taking Alpha.
See if you can notice what's changed.
Friendly UAV online.
I was testing it out all night yesterday.
Taking Charlie. Objective Charlie secure. Hostile UAV in the area. Got you there. We're taking Bravo.
Slayer!
The enemy has captured 2.
If you don't want to bother like trying to figure it out, I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I've changed. Let's see if... Yes, it's something to do with the graphics. It is something to do with me graphics. Just check my resolution. It should be at 1440 at 60. I think if I've done it right. I hope I've done it right. Yeah, I'm streaming at 2K. 2K. I've not gone up to 4K, it's 2K now. 1080p, it used to be 1080 60. Now it should be like 1440 60. Yeah. I bumped up my resolution, streaming resolution. And also like my pass-through now is like 4K 120 hertz. Should be, if I've set it up right. I got a new capture card. So I was testing it out all night yesterday. I was up super late, just testing and making sure things were working right. You see it? Nice. I tried to bump it up to 4K, but I couldn't figure out like, and I think the bandwidth requirement for 4K streaming is really high, and it's also very taxing on the computer, so I didn't really want to push it that high. Like I want to see as long as, if it's running like this smoothly, maybe one day I'll switch it up. But I tried to set it up for 4K and it just wouldn't stream at that. Like even the, like I initially set up for 4K streaming, but yeah, the nice thing also is now I've finally got my pass through 4K like 120 pass through. Brilliant. I have a 500 Mbps up and down. Like my bitrate that I've set for the stream is like 25,000 bitrate. The bitrate's at 25,000. Yeah, that's what I was telling you, man. Like, if I move to like some boondocks like Kodaikanal, man, it won't match up this, man. And this is a normal connection here, dude. This is not even the high-end connection. This is like the normal speed that you get from FiberNet in my town. I pay a 7-month thing, so like basically you pay for 6 months upfront, and you get the 7th month for free, I guess, or like,
UAV online.
so you get 1 month free if you pay.
Compromised. We're losing Charlie.
So I pay like 14,000 rupees
Securing
for 7 months.
hostile hold all objectives. Get a move on. Securing objective.
I think it's that's how much it is.
We control Bravo. We're taking Alpha. Securing objective Charlie. Securing objective Alpha. Enemies taking Bravo. We control Alpha.
No, that was bad.
Enemies securing Bravo. Enemies taking Alpha.
But this is honestly like the normal like
Taking Bravo.
price connection.
Hit hard.
It goes up to like, you can get like 1 GB, but that's pretty expensive. That gets very expensive. And the nice thing about my provider is like they actually regularly like
The enemy holds all objectives.
they regularly update their connections. So like every time like they kind of like bump up the connection, it just automatically gets applied. Like I think I initially started at that same price. It was like 300 or 250 Mbps up and down. And like over the last few years, they've just been bumping it up whenever they can, at no additional cost. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. It's like a little bit more than 14. Like it's like 14,300 or something like that. I don't know. For 7 months. But like I said, it's like the deal is you pay for 6 months and you get the 7 month free. So it's like probably more than 2 if you're just paying per month. Yeah. I mean, I stream. Like, as soon as we got that connection, I started streaming. Like, that was like the catalyst to me starting to stream. Me getting that connection. Like I said, like, back in the day, dude, we had like the government line, right? Like BSNL. And we were paying just as much for like not even like a third of the speed. Like, not even like a quarter of the speed. Like the government kind of like internet provider in the area, they used to just like overcharge us for like not even like half. So this provider that came and like they were really good, very fast speeds, and we were already paying just as much for it. Yeah, BSNL. Fucking a ripoff, man. For so many years I was on that and it was such a scam.
Kill confirmed. Neutralize hostiles, grab their tags to win. Simple enough. We've lost the lead.
Wait.
Confirmed that one. Kill confirmed. VTOL ready to deploy. Copy that. 1131 on station. Confirmed. Hostile Mosquito is online. We've secured the lead. We've taken the lead. Confirm that one. Notch one.
I'm good. I'm good, Slayer. How about you? You know the biggest scam, like the one thing that really pissed me off about BSNL? The one thing that really, really pissed me off about BSNL was
Confirmed.
like my parents had like the BSNL connection. And I went to college, right? And it was like a 56K modem or something like connection, right? And they were charging like through their teeth for it, right? It was so expensive way back in the day, right? When I came back from college, these fuckers were charging the same extremely high prices, right? Like it was like if you went over the limit, you got charged extra, and the limit was really low, and like because it had been like 3 years or something, right? And they had not upgraded the connection. Okay, and I went. I'm like, dude, how is this connection so bad, and you're paying so much for it, right? And like my dad's like, no, this is how much they charge us all the time and all that, right?
Airstrike inbound.
And I'm like, no, that can't be possible. This is ridiculous, right? What they had done is they had been upgrading the connection for the same price, right? Like, so the connection had been getting upgraded, but they weren't applying it to my parents' connection because my parents had signed the contract for the old contract, right? And basically what they said was like they will not upgrade the connection unless like you come into the office and basically sign like a paper like requesting that they like upgrade your connection. So you had to like come and upgrade your connection, yeah? So they were like basically overcharging my parents, even though like the normal connection at the same price, same name, same everything had changed. They weren't changing it for my parents like automatically. And they just like overcharging them so hard, dude.
UAV ready to deploy.
It pissed me off so much, dude.
On station. Counter UAV ready. Confirm that one.
And then like every 2 months you basically had to go to the like freaking like BSNL and check, has the like plan changed? Is there a better offer? Can we change to the same thing even though we're paying the same price? It used to drive me insane, the bureaucracy behind it. Like no joke, my parents were being paid like they were paying like for a 3-year-old connection with no like benefits. Like they hadn't sped up, like the connection hadn't increased, like the limitations were still the way it was. It's so fucked, dude. That's why like I'm so impressed with this one. Like whenever they're like just constantly upgrading the connection, I'm like, oh, do I have to do anything? They're like, nah, it'll just automatically be applied to your connection.
Kill confirmed.
They used to piss me off so much, BSNL. Dude, fuck them, man. He was my like it's ACT now. I've heard ACT in some areas are bad though. In my area, it's really good though. They're really good, in like where I live. But I have heard like in some of the other regions and all. It's not quite as. I'm really trying, man. And you know the worst thing about the BSNL connection? It wasn't like they created new connections at the same price. It basically had the same name. It had the same name. It was the same connection. It was the same offer, everything. They just weren't offering it, like they didn't upgrade your connection automatically. You had to ask for it. So basically the same connection, same name, same everything. All they needed to do was just automatically apply the update, because every month my parents were paying that price. It wasn't like a one-time payment or something. They were paying every month, and they were overcharged because it was like this limited bandwidth, right? So if you went over that like allotment, you had to pay like over fees, right? Extra fees based on how much over you were going. I was shocked that they did this, like that this was even a thing. I thought that would be like illegal to do something like that. Like, and now it's the government doing it to you. Bureaucracy of India at its finest. No joke, like every 4 to 6 months I used to go to the office and I'm like, okay, is there a new connection? Can I change? Because we're paying this much for it. What is the speeds now? What are you offering now? And if there was a change, and often there was, like every 6 months to a year, there was a new upgrade, but they wouldn't apply it to you. So then they'd be like, oh yeah, there's this, like it is upgraded, but you're still on the old contract or the old speed plan. So you need to write a letter. The owner of this connection needs to write a letter, and then we'll change it. So I'd go there, check, and then I'd go back home. I would tell my dad, and okay, you need to write a letter saying that you want to change to the new connection, even though it was the exact same name and everything. There's no difference to the name or nothing. I'd be like, yeah, okay. And the problem was in my specific area, right? It was a very unique area in where I live. Okay. That was the only allowed provider in the area. They had kind of monopolized this one section of the town, and no other providers were allowed to bring in their connections. So it wasn't like we had other options. They were the only option for a very long time. And then, like I said, finally, maybe like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years I think, they finally like brought like some of the other providers finally was allowed to set up their like towers or whatever in these areas. They finally got permission to set up, and the minute they did, we changed. We dropped the like thing so fast. Like fuck these assholes. Those times where the internet would go down and it just wouldn't come back for like a week. And that was normal. Like the internet just goes down for like an entire week. And it's like, yeah, whatever. One time it went down for like 3 weeks, and that was like, I got so mad at them. I really don't want to play this map, man.
The enemy's taken the lead. Secured the lead. Reloading. We've lost the lead.
Yeah, like 3 weeks, I got so mad at them. I'm like, you need to return the like monthly charge. We're not paying for this month if you're not, like the internet's down. And they actually expected us to pay for the month. They didn't even return the full month. They like returned like 2 weeks worth. Even though they were down for 3 weeks. Like completely down in the entire area. It wasn't like some mistake on my part, no. They were just down, like the internet was down the whole fucking 3 weeks. Because there was some like line cut or some bullshit, dude.
The enemy's taken the lead.
But I fucking still haven't gotten a kill, man.
Moving here. Moving here. Hostile UAV in the area. Enemy sniper. I'm hit. Changing mags.
I'll take it. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Tag secure. Kill confirmed. Hostile FAE near your position. To the round.
Yeah, no, I lost it. I legit lost it. I like started threatening to take them to court and shit. I called like my like lawyer like friend, and I was like, dude, we need to sue these people, man. It's fucking getting out of hand. I lost it. He just laughed. Like, he wasn't like a lawyer, but he was like tight. He knew lawyers and stuff. He was like, chill, I'll call them and I'll talk to them. I was like, no, man, we got to do more than this. This is getting ridiculous. He's the one who like convinced them to at least return some of the money for the month, dude. He's like, you have to return something, man. Oh my god. Nowadays, like, if the internet does go down here, and I get so mad, but like, it's usually down for not more than like a few hours, honestly. If it's down longer than that, like, I get irritated, but it's never down more than like within a day, they've 100% fixed it. 100%, and it's usually less than that. It's usually like way less than that. This guy, man. I do like sniping with the higher FPS, man. It's so much easier sniping with 120. It's so much smoother.
Requesting recon at this time.
Copy that. UAV online and orbiting the AO.
The enemy is gaining ground. Push them back. Counter UAV standing by.
Be advised, UAV is exiting the AO.
Moving here. Go for counter UAV, marking coordinates.
Copy. Counter UAV is blocking enemy recon. Counter UAV destroyed.
Tag secure. Kill confirmed. Final minute.
What? Dude, we've not collected any tags, huh? And who would in this map?
Took a round.
Yeah, what are we finished? Battle rifle, marksman rifle, assault rifle, SMG, LMG, sniper. So we've got shotgun, handgun, and melee weapon. Dude, let's do a quick game of Das House with the shotty. I was just checking if this. Wait, where are you? Dude, how did they already get a shot? You know, with this soul render thing, apparently if you charge up this like knife, you can kill someone like a riot shielder, like from the front, and that's purposeful, which is so cool. I do like that. Hey, are you kidding? You've had your COVID sneakers on, son. What is it? That's good. Really. I honestly should have just backed out of that nonsense. The game was so far gone. But whatever. Das House, man, I was tearing it up yesterday while I was doing my testing. Doing some nerdy gameplays on that map. And let's go back to quick play for the handgun. What the fuck are you doing, you weird dude?
Alpha. We're taking Bravo.
I'm with you.
The enemy has captured two objectives. Securing objective Charlie. Charlie secure. Enemies taking Alpha.
Counter UAV is being a fuel. Our team
Securing objective Bravo. Objective Alpha is compromised. Get it back. We control Bravo.
Oh,
Bravo. Objective Bravo is compromised. Get it back. Bravo.
copy that, Phoenix.
The enemy holds two objectives. Secure those positions. Securing objective Bravo. Securing objective Bravo. Friendly UAV on station. We're taking Alpha. Our counter UAV is active. Enemy UAV active. Friendly UAV online. Enemy securing Bravo. The enemy took Charlie. Friendly UAV on station. The enemy is gaining ground. Push them back. Enemy is taking Bravo. Friendly UAV online. Friendly mastermind landed. Enemy securing Bravo. Friendly mortar deployed. Objective Bravo is compromised. Get it back. We're losing Alpha. We're taking Charlie. Enemy is taking Alpha. We're taking Bravo. We're losing Alpha. The enemy
Ow! Those shots landed, dude. How did that not kill?
Copy that. UAV.
We're losing Charlie. We're taking Bravo. Friendly cluster mine deployed. Enemy is securing Charlie. Friendly cluster mine planted. Objective Bravo secure. Objective Charlie is compromised. Get it back.
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this.
Securing objective Alpha. We're getting hit hard. We're taking Charlie. The enemy holds 2 objectives. Secure those positions. Enemy is taking Bravo. Charlie secure. Objective Bravo is compromised. Get it back. Alpha.
Ah, it's too late, dude.
Alpha secure. Mission failed. Return to base.
Hey. Hey. Hey, come on, man. How is that? God, do that. I'm so far around the corner there. Okay, I know. The triggers is the mistake, dude. Yeah. If I'm not using the triggers, then he doesn't do that lunge nonsense. Yeah, I have to use the back paddle to melee. If I use the trigger to like melee, he does a stupid lunge and it's a really long swing. Whereas like the R3, the normal melee button, he does the shortest swing. Whatever. If you pull the trigger like a normal, like a melee weapon, he does this really long animation swing. It's getting me killed too much. Like, I got one of my back paddles for the melee, like the R3. That's what I need to use. The camo does feel like it's meant for the melee weapon. I wish the preview was better. I wish the sword was centered better so you get the full sword. Not just this half-cut sword in the preview. It's kind of stupid the way they placed it. Because it looks really decent on the like sword. Definitely meant for the sword, that's for sure. Like a complementary camo for the theme of the sword. Right, definitely. Good theme for the sword. Camo. I threw it on the Joker just for the launcher preview. Thought it was fitting. Jeez, what kind of preview is that? Are you kidding? Grave Robber, Universal Camo, Badass Battle Pass, Sector. Checked out, played with, enjoyed. Before we do anything, let us quickly go through the previews one last time and talk about the camo a little bit. So, I mean, yeah, obviously, I think initial impressions of the camo is going to be like, gross. Like, what is going on here? All right? Like, what is this? What on earth is this? But I'm going to defend it with a couple of thoughts. And I don't think it's a great camo. But the first thought is I do think it goes pretty well with the theme of the Soul Render melee weapon, the main item of that sector. Like, and, you know, like the main draw of that mystery sector, whatever. Is that, what do they call it? The hidden sector? I'm just going to keep calling it the mystery sector. That was revealed to us mid-season with the Reloaded update to give us some nice little rewards on top of a weapon to mess around with. So yeah, I do think it is thematically it's a camo that goes well with the Soul Render, I think. And I think it's free. Again, I'm not 100% certain how this like mystery sector works, but as far as I know, as long as you complete the challenges, everyone has access to all 5 rewards. So I think it's a free sector for everybody. So you don't even need to own the battle pass. You just need to progress to get to that sector, complete the challenges, and all the items are yours as far as I understand it. I could be wrong there. So a freebie, there's nothing bad with that. Nothing at all bad with a freebie. And I just prefer camos now. Like even today's stream, like me testing out my new connection speed and all that. If I was using a bad weapon and all, and it was just a bad experience because the weapon was bad, I might have questioned my connection also. I'm like, oh man, this, that. I know I'm familiar with the guns I like to use in like my camo streams. So I know like when it's a connection issue and when it's my issue kind of thing. And that happens, both often happen, where it's like either the connection or my issue and I don't do too well. But I'm enjoying myself playing with the weapons. And a universal camo allows me to play with my weapons and still enjoy the reward. Exactly the way I want to play with them, like in this game. and still enjoy the reward, unlike blueprints. And unlike operator skins, you can see it in game all the time while you're running around with your weapon in front of you. You can't see your operator, like most of the time you don't even see your operator. Like the joke is in Battlefield, I actually don't mind the operator skins in that game because at least when I go down and I'm bleeding out, I see my operator skin bleeding out. In multiplayer, you don't have that like luxury, right? So operators really don't mean a whole load to me, like that much. So it's the weapon and how I can utilize that weapon most efficiently and the way it looks with the most efficient build. And Universal Camos allows me to do both. Utilize a weapon in its most efficient manner and build, and also enjoy the reward camo. So it's just, for me, camos are where it's at the moment. It's just what I enjoy, what I want to see in a battle pass. I would far rather the victory sector have a really nice universal camo instead of a good blueprint. And I like I said in the beginning of the stream, the blueprints in the victory sector have been pretty decent, build-wise even this year. So it's not like I'm complaining that those are like awful. It's just I'm tired of crossing my fingers and hoping for the best in those scenarios. So I even a pretty weak camo is, in my eyes, better than a blueprint. Still, it is just is. It is. I mean, if we could choose which weapon we wanted and the build we wanted, and that was the blueprint we got, you know, that'd be different. But it's not the way it is. It's just not the way it's working, the way that system works, right? Yeah, personally, I'm hoping for more universal camos in the Battle Pass, actually. I'm just hoping for more of them and better quality than this. I do think this is kind of rough around the edges, no doubt. Is it a variation of this nonsense? Sort of. Sort of, right? Not exactly, but sort of. Variation of this skullish thing, I guess, right? Not this one, more like that one, the skeletal. Sort of a variation of that, right? A little different enough. Now, as far as criticism goes for this camo, actually this is not a criticism. This is sort of giving it more credit than it deserves again. I actually get sort of the vibes. There's this old painting. It's pretty famous. You might have seen it and you just don't know what I'm talking about. Look it up if you want. I think it's like the fallen angel dragged down to hell is the theme of the painting. I just need to look it up 1 minute. The fall of the rebel angels. Just look up that painting. It is by Peter Paul Rubens, I think is, I guess, the person. But there are similar paintings like this art style that I'm talking about. And very loosely, okay, I'm going to say it very loosely, it gives me those vibes. It's nowhere near as impressive as those paintings, no doubt. And I've said this before. They did this once also where I was like, I kind of wish they would give this camo a bit of texture, kind of like you'd see in oil paintings, you know, like how they like give texture to it and all, like bumpiness and all in the paintings by layering the like paint on it to give like this kind of like bumpiness. I think if it had that kind of like textured paint vibes, I think it's oil painting that they do that in. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not like super familiar, but I think if they did that kind of like textured look to it, it would have sold that kind of like more artsy look to it and given it something a little extra special feel to the look to it, you know? So yeah, that's just, again, being a little extra generous with the compliment on that one, because it is a compliment to like kind of mimic that kind of art and that kind of style of like design from that painting. And there are a few, like I've seen them also on TVs and all. Like, in fact, I just recently saw a painting similar in the show that I'm watching, Dark. Like in this one room, he sees this humongous painting, and it reminded me of that, right? And then I think there's a Keanu Reeves movie, Devil's Advocate. I think there was a painting similar to that in that movie also, but I can't remember because I haven't watched that movie in ages. But yeah, it's basically the fall of the rebels, angels, or whatever. Yeah, I've already forgotten the thing. Look up that painting and you'll see that like kind of like art concept design and the way it's like the flow it goes and the paint color palette and all that is very similar. Again, this thematically, it is very like, I don't even know if they were going for that art style. I honestly don't. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't even know what I'm talking about and there was no connection whatsoever. I wouldn't be surprised at all. And this is just kind of like hodgepodge of that skeletal camo with a different color variant, and I'm giving them way more credit than they deserve by comparing it to like an old painting, but a very famous old painting. But it gives me those vibes. It gives me those vibes, and there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. And like here, you definitely get that kind of like vibe. It does feel like they're getting dragged down, like the soul, the skeletal souls, the skeletals are being dragged down, kind of thing, right? Through that murky. It feels like a river almost, the way it's like designed, and the skulls are being pulled down. So it's almost like a combination of like the skeletons being dragged down, while also maybe floating through the river Styx or something. This is giving it way more credit than it probably deserves. But I mean, that's kind of where I'm going with it. You know, like maybe if they had given that like little more artsy, like textured feel to it, like you see in the paintings, then I'd been like, yeah, this is actually very cool, you know? And they were definitely like going for that kind of look. As it is a little bit on the basic side, but you know, I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Like I said, man, I was gonna skip out on the Battle Pass stream this season, and from now on, you know, I was like, dude, I don't want to do that stuff anymore. I don't want to play with these blueprints anymore. I don't care like how cool they are and how cool some of them look. I'm sort of so tired of it now. So tired of like struggling with the ones that give me struggles. It's always a joy when you get a weapon that's fun to use and you didn't expect it, right? But man, all too often it's just more of a miserable experience, you know? Grave Robber Universal Camo from the Mystery Sector. I'm going to dub it the Mystery Sector. I don't know what it's normally called. Is there some sector name to it? Whatever. I think it's a free. I think it's a free item. Does it say anywhere whether it's free or not? I presume it's a free camo. Play the game, get to the sector via the other sectors, complete this particular challenge for this one camo, and it's in your inventory for your collection. It looks good on this preview. Like I said, I think some of the like coverages on the weapons are a little under. Like you don't get the full effect, right? It feels just like splotches and like a disgusting color or whatever. But like when you see it like this, or even on the Riot Shield, it's a pretty good preview. Looks good for the most part. And it's a universal camo. And as far as I understand it, it's free. So there's that benefit too. If it is, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't be mad at me if I'm wrong. Just correct me so I know better next time. I'm not totally certain. Yeah. I'm glad, man. Like I've been kind of like a little off-put the game for a bit, right? This would have been the stream, the badass battle pass for this season. It looks cool, like a cool looking blueprint, and I'm sure it's a good build. Is there anything special about it? Like the last one? The last one had like an animation. Does this have an animation? I don't know. But I probably won't do a stream checking it out, whether it does or doesn't. Maybe I will, but I doubt it. I don't think I'll get around. I'm happy with this one. This stream. Covering, showcasing something that I care for in the thing. And again, I think hopefully like future, like, maybe they'll give something exciting camo-wise as the victory sector next season for everybody who owns the Battle Pass or something. Maybe it'll be a free item also. Again, it'll be nice. So I hope my stream went okay. I'm gonna have to check it back. Like gameplay-wise, I enjoyed myself. Like definitely my new capture card seems to be rocking it as far as that goes. Whether my stream and my internet and all that can handle the 2K streaming, I hope that was the case and there's no issues as far as that goes. I'll have to go through it and see how that played and see how it processes after that. I'm not going to do a bonus section because I want to just see how this one worked out. We'll do a bonus section tomorrow where we'll grind out probably that soul render melee weapon after checking out the event camo. So the Dune camo will be the main thing, and then we'll play around with the new melee weapon and try to complete the grind on that. Because I think double XP is kicking off tomorrow, so it'll be better to spend a little extra time. Plus, I'm super tired. Like no joke, setting even though everything looks the same, right? Setting everything up and making sure everything was running, and I had to do a lot of checking and thing So, as far as I know, the way I've set it up, this is not upscaling 1080p. This should be native 1440 at 60. So native 2K streaming, as far as I know. It took me a long time to figure out because initially it was, when I did the initial testing and all and I set up the initial things, it was pushing it up and I had to go into the settings and change all sorts of stuff. To make sure it was actually native 2K. Like I said, my capture card actually can stream 4K 60. It can actually do that. It's just that I set up I set up my layouts and all that for that initially, and I started off with the lower recommended bit rate. And after finishing the test stream, I noticed that it was only going up on YouTube at 2K. It wasn't going up at 4K. So I did some more testing and stuff. And after looking at other people's streams and stuff, I realized most people playing video games aren't streaming 4K. I think the 4K streams are more dedicated to just kind of music and repeat video kind of thing, content. Not necessarily gaming content. And then I looked it up further. It seems like it really is, the bitrate requirement is quite high. Technically, my speeds should be able to handle it, but I don't want to stream at 4K full blown and then only find out that it's being processed at 2K on YouTube. It seems like an unnecessary stress on my computer and my bandwidth and stuff like that. So when I realized that for the most part, everyone is just doing 2K who are you know, like the few who are. Most people are doing 1080p, actually, like 1080p 60 is the like everyone. And because other streaming sites don't even allow it, right? It's only YouTube that allows the higher resolution, as far as I know. Maybe there's things that have changed of late. I don't know. So not many people are streaming at this. So it took me a little while to set it up. It ended up being like, I think around 8 a.m. when I finally went to sleep and had everything set up. But yeah, I think hopefully if everything went well, the stream should have streamed and should be archived at 1440 60 FPS with no scaling whatsoever. Capture card is putting out 2K. And like I said, it potentially could do 4K, but I've set it up so it's native 2K and it's not downscaling 4K or anything like that. Again, just to keep everything like without overburdening like the processor and stuff for no reason, right? So yeah, hopefully it worked out. Hopefully it's looking good. Hopefully it's not too janky. And if it is, I apologize. I'll look into further fixing things. This is just the first. And it took me a while to set it up, but doesn't mean it's perfect. You know, if there's adjustments that need to be made, I will make the adjustments. Theoretically, I should probably push my bitrate up further than, like I've got it at 25,000, the bitrate. I probably should push it up to 30,000. And I might do that eventually, but I'm going to just see how 25 is playing first. And then maybe one day I'll test 30 to see how it works. As far as I kind of wish my like ping meter worked on this like COD thing. I don't know why it's not working since the reloaded update. I presume it's a game side bug that it's not showing that. But having that information, I also want to like play the other games like Halo, Battlefield and stuff like that to test out this settings to make sure everything's running smoothly on all the games. Switch between PlayStation and Xbox. Like I'll play some Helldivers also on it to see if it's like streaming fine on that and how it's working. And then I'll make small adjustments if need be. Obviously, if there are massive issues with the stream, then I'll try to like fix that, you know, for the next time. Anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out my old streams if you haven't already. And I will catch you later. Bye. Yeah, 2K streaming. And a nice camo while playing at 4K 120 Hertz. Finally. I'm happy.